We've got a new kind of zombie here, the ladder zombie, which I think places a ladder on a plant which allows every single zombie after it to climb over it, if I recall correctly, something along those lines. So we're going to bring the flower pot, the sunflower and the twin sunflower, the cabbage pods, the kernel pods, and then I guess we're going to not bring the tall nut this time because we didn't use it last time. Actually, I think we're going to bring the turnip because that might actually be the only way to deal with the ladder zombie. We're going to bring the turnip. Are we going to bring anything else is the question. We're going to bring a squash. I guess... Fuck, we're going to bring a tree pizza. Just, why not? We can use that instead of the pea shooters as our line of defense. And then the turnip. We need more catapulting plants, definitely. That is going to make things easier. Things are mostly difficult right now because, one, this is one of the final worlds. It's supposed to be difficult. And number two, because we don't have a lot of catapulting plants, so most of our useful plants are only going to be useful on this, and obviously this entire part. I also just realized that we only have 5 lanes instead of 6. In this game mode. I misplaced that very badly. Game mode in this map, I should say. Yeah, I misplaced that one very badly. And as I said last episode, you can see there's only 3 flower pots left here, so if I want more, I'm going to have to plant them myself. And that just adds 25 to the cost of any given plant, but that's 25 to the cost of any plant. Beyond the first 2 lanes and rows and the sunflower row, because you always want an entire row of sunflowers at least. You don't want more because you're going to... Well, actually, if you have more, you also have more sun and it takes care of itself, I suppose. So it's not that big of a deal. Probably should have waited for that, eh? Probably should have waited for that one. Both of you pay out right now. Right now. Wait, that also works. Okay, so 1 more cabbage and I am at least somewhat safe. And then I can start planting these kernels, which are actually better, so I don't know why I didn't start with those. That is a very good question, which I do not have an answer to. As you'll be able to see how much better they are, because I think... runny nose again. They deal the same amount of damage, but sometimes instead of a corn kernel, they throw a stick of butter at the zombies coming up. And oh my god, I have an itchy and running nose, which makes it just look like I'm picking my nose, and I don't want to do that on camera because that's fucking gross. Can you please throw a stick of butter? You threw a stick of butter, but to a zombie that was already dying. Also, the itchy nose thing, I figured out why. I have it only during the recordings. And oh my god, now that I'm talking about it, it's getting worse. It only happens during recordings because I talk so much. And that makes my entire face, vibrate. And usually when you talk, you don't talk for 3 hours or 2 hours straight, or 1 hour straight. You usually have a little bit more pauses in there. You also have some parts... that's what the butter stick does. It's very good. You listen to the people you're talking to usually. If you're giving a presentation, you have PowerPoint slides behind you. You have visual aid. You don't talk for that long, just straight in a row without stopping. You just generally don't do that. And apparently, at least in my case, when you do that, you get an itchy face because the vibrations from my mouth vibrate through the rest of your face a little bit. And if you do that a lot and a long period of time, it starts getting a little bit itchy. That's my current hypothesis anyway. It might not make any freaking sense. It might not be true, but I'm gonna go with it. So could you please... Why do you insist on using the butter when it's freaking useless? The butter is actually a very good variation. I don't know if they deal less damage with the kernels than the cabbage ones do. It seems for balance reasons they must, right? They must deal less damage, because otherwise there's literally no reason. They're the same price. There's literally no reason to bring the cabbages if they deal the same damage as the cabbages. This is the first time I actually got enough sun to use a tall nut. I'm like 99% sure that's the case. Can the zombies climb over the tall nut is the question. They can. That's not good. So there's no reason for me to use the tall nuts. Probably after this level I'm going to get something to deal with the ladder zombies, I'm going to guess. But it'll be a little bit too late, won't it now? Let's plant... Probably should have planted a flower pot here with a tree peter, because I'm at the point now where I'm catapulting a lot of stuff. And I think I'd be better off... Could you please butter this dude? I would like this dude to be buttered. Not that dude, this dude. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We'll survive. We'll be fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. We're going to squash you. I think the best way to deal with these guys is just to squash them. For the time being. There might be a better way coming up. But for the time being, we're just going to squash them. And this is working very well so far. The tree peter in the front, it's working. And obviously the torchwood is going to be, like, even less useful now, because everything is just going to be flung right over it. Let's place this one down here and then a tree peter down there. Anything that comes down the middle lane at this point is just going to be annihilated. And this lane as well, actually. They both have double tree peter action. And before too long, this one probably as well. And everything is going to have like at least one tree peter thing going on, and probably two. So the butter is really saving my ass here. I'm aware of that, and I love it. I probably should be placing more double sunflowers down, just so that I can place the last two tree peters. The three peters don't really do much on the top and the bottom of the screen. I mean, they do something, just not a lot. So at this point it might be more worth it to place down some flower pots there and place some cabbages in them, which is actually what I'm going to do like right now. So as I said, the ladder dudes just get squashed. Again, that's I think the best way to deal with them. Just squash them. And that is the end of this level. This level went remarkably well, and I'm very happy about it. I'm legitimately very happy about it. It went very, very well. Okay, what does the bean do? I legitimately... I don't remember. I really have no idea. Plant it on a mushroom to wake it up to coffee bean. So that means that we can now use mushrooms during the daytime. Or can we? Can we? We can, but the free ones don't really do anything for us anymore. As they now cost 75. But that means that we could probably like use the freeze shroom potentially. Or the hypno shroom. And seeing as how we do have a football zombie, hypno shroom might not be a bad idea. We also have a pogo zombie. Oh, and the ladder zombie, that's also a metal thing. So definitely the magnet shroom is a good idea. Okay, so we're going to bring the flower pot, the two catapults. We're going to bring the coffee bean and the magnet shroom. Then we're going to... Wait a second. We're going to bring the sunflower and the twin sunflower, and then we're going to bring everything I just said. And also the squash. We don't need the three peters. Three peters are for pussies. Yeah, the magnetron seems like a good idea. Just place one down here and every ladder or pogo stick or whatever just gets magnetized away. I think that is a good idea. I think that's the way to do it. And there's 3 huge waves of zombies, so this is going to be a long level. I did that, by the way, just to make sure that I actually place it on the right lane this time, because I don't want to make that mistake again. That was a silly mistake. Could have been very bad. To think I also need to record more Pokemon today. I've been recording for like over an hour for this series, and I also need to record some Pokemon today, because the first episode I recorded today was like 4 episodes ago. It's this episode, the episode before that, the episode before that, and then the episode before that was the episode I recorded first today, and that's the episode that's going up today for me. So you can like go back and see when I recorded this episode. But then tomorrow, I also need to upload a Pokemon episode, which hasn't been recorded yet, and then there needs to be 3 throughout the next week. And again, the reason I'm recording 4 of these back to back to back to back, because I don't know that I'll have time. I'm gonna start with a Colonel dude here, and I'm very happy about you starting with a sticker butter there, gonna be honest, because that probably saved me quite a bit of heartache in the long run. But I'm going to let my voice rest a little bit after this episode, because I'm just not very good at recording for over an hour at a time. Especially like as high energy as I have been, because things have been like going. They've been like very high pace. There's like something happening every freaking second on the screen. Let's place normal cabbage one down here and start placing the Colonel ones next. You see, now we have a strategy again. Slowly but surely we're building back up a like standard strategy which we can deviate from depending on which zombies we do face. And that only works because we have plans that work in this environment. The first few levels were a little bit more tricky to deal with, because the plans we had didn't really fit with the environment we were in. And I think I'm gonna go with a double sunflower there, because there's nothing threatening quite yet. Because these normal zombies, we can deal with the normal zombies, right? With just one cabbage catapult, or cabbage pult as they're called. We only have to worry about anything that's like a cone zombie that needs a kernel pool on top of it as well. And obviously when things are recharging, might as well put a kernel pool down. My voice is slowly breaking down, I can tell, by the way. So I'm definitely going to take a break, and maybe I'm just not going to record the Pokemon episodes today, and I'll just like take a break from work for an hour tomorrow and record a Pokemon episode in that time. Maybe that's what's going to end up happening. I don't know. And I've got everything in place just in time for the huge wave of zombies, which probably means that I'm going to want to place down this one. Does that wake it up like forever or only for a little while, by the way? I probably should... Well, I guess we'll find out if it goes back to sleep. There's nothing metal in this huge wave of zombies. Like, not a single piece of metal. So I wasted that. That's good to know. Let's start placing down some more flower pots with cabbages in them. The question is it better to place down a second row of cabbages for what I presume is a higher damage output? Or is it better to place down a second row of kernels for a better chance to have... I'm in a bit of trouble here, I think. Have more bottle sticks thrown. Because bottle sticks are... They are very powerful. Bottle sticks are very good. Can I still squash you? I very much can, that's good. And I also planted down a flower pot, which I can use in a moment. I'm gonna go with the cabbage for the time being. I'm actually going to look up on my phone as we play this if the kernels do less damage than the cabbages, because if they don't, there's literally no reason for me not to use the kernels. Again, they are the same price, so I'm assuming that they deal less damage. They have to. That's just like game balancing 101. Why am I not placing more double sunflowers? So, we've got a lot of plants. I guess I'm gonna get rid of this one and start placing more kernels down too, I guess? I don't know what to do. I really have no idea what to do. Okay, so, plants. I need to pay attention as well because, oh, wow, that's a lot of sun. Okay, so sun just disappears. It doesn't automatically get collected. That's not a good thing for me. I'm gonna go with more cabbages for the time being. Plants versus zombies. Cabbages. Pools. Thingy. Doohickey. Yeah, this is not gonna be good for me, is it? So I'm gonna just have to squash you as soon as you get eaten. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Cabbage pool. I'm trying to do like 5 things at once here. Give me a little bit of slag. Cabbage. I'm just going to start randomly planting them. I'm sorry, people with OCD. Just randomly planting this shit at this point. Let's plant down this again because it's probably going to be useful at some point. Its recharge time is fast. The damage is normal. 40 damage per shot every 3 seconds. Okay, that's good to know. Plants versus zombies. Kernel pools. Let's see what this one does. Why are you not like damaging these guys at all? You're just both gonna get squashed. That's what you're gonna get for not dying. 20 damage of shots, damage per shot every 3 seconds, so that's half the damage. But the butter actually does the same amount of damage as the cabbages. But it's only like, I'm guessing about 1 in 10-ish? I don't actually have numbers for that. I'll pull those up on the wiki like right now. But I'm guessing it's like a 10 or so % chance that they'll spawn a butter instead of a kernel. A 25% chance? No way, that's not 25%, my dude. It hasn't been happening 1 in 4 times. You keep believing that, but no. This is not a 1 in 4 times kind of deal. Like, at all. Maybe it is. I don't think it is. No. It's not a 1 in 4 time. If it's a 1 in 4 times kind of deal, it might actually like be somewhat worth it to place down more kernels. Like legitimately might be. And maybe it's worth it to start bringing normal... I don't actually have room for those. I was going to say normal seeds anyway, because they might deal more damage placed down here and here, because I've got 500 sun and nothing to do with them. So... maybe bringing in like 3-peaters or repeaters, placing them down in this lane isn't a bad idea after all. I don't know. Look, I just don't know. I'm guessing the football does count as metal? It does. The football helmet counts as metal, which is most of the armor. As was clearly demonstrated right there, because after taking off the helmets, the thing died, like, right away. Okay, so definitely gonna start bringing 3-peaters again, because I'm at 700 sun. 700! And 50. And I think we just unlocked the Zen Garden, which is a very good way to make money to get things. At which point it might actually be better to get a Gatling gun, but I don't have enough like seed slots for that. So you can now play in the Zen Garden mode, which is literally just watering these things, and it's a daily quest kind of thing. It's literally everything we can do here. Just wait for them to get thirsty again, It's not really daily. It doesn't really get that thirsty usually that quickly. You can also, I think, at the shop buy a thing that... Back to game. But yeah, you see here, golden watering can lets you water several plants at once, which is not that useful really. Your Zen garden plants need fertilizer to grow. Requires bug spray from time to time. The music keeps them happy. The gloves let you move them around, which for organization purposes is somewhat useful, I suppose. And these are other kinds of plants which I think just produce more money, potentially. And I thought there was also things that would automatically... Maybe that's later. I thought it was also something that automatically watered them. But as you can see, this is a real good way of... What are you blabbering on about? There's going to be a lot of bungee zombies. I get it. We're going to do that next episode. No, we're doing that next episode. Hell no, we're doing that next episode. This episode is already long enough as it is. Next episode, we're apparently going to have a minigame. Are we already halfway through this world? Wow. I didn't even notice that. Next episode, we'll be dealing with that. Until then, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you have indeed enjoyed this video, which hopefully you have. I'll see you all back then. Bye. Also, fuck. Now it's not 13 and under. It's a very adult video.